what percentage of identical twins claim to be telepathic? It's 20%.
And welcome back to The Right Stuff with David Van Day, Lowry and our special guest Dave Gorman. A little later in the programme, what is the naffest invention ever? Facebook? Mobile phones? Coloured condoms. 0207 173 5555. That's the number for your thoughts. Green condoms. But first, do twins share a special thing? Some sort of psychic or telepathic bond? Can they feel their twin's pain, know when the other one is upset, or perhaps even what they're thinking? Gemma Houghton from Atherton Lancs thinks they do. When her non-identical twin, Leanne, had a fit while in the bath, Gemma knew instinctively that something was wrong. She burst into the bathroom and saved her sister's life. One child in 35 is now a twin, triplet or quad. That's up from 1 in 70 prior to the invention of IVF in 1978. But does sharing a womb confer special powers on you? That's what I want to find out. Sally Keeble from London reckons she shared her identical twins' morning sickness and labour pains. In America, a pair of identical twins... Don't laugh, though, this is serious. A pair of identical twins in America who were separated at birth and didn't meet again until they were 39, subsequently discovered they'd both been named Jim, had both married a Linda, then a Betty, had the same job, drove the same make of car, both had sons called James. Yeah. Coincidence. Yet research suggests all this talk of a special bond is just that, nonsense. Psychologist Professor Chris French believes twins only feel a special bond because they spend a lot of time together. You know, it makes sense to me. Perhaps it's upbringing and nurture, then, that makes twins feel they have this special bond. Now, Larry, your case is fascinating because you are a triplet with an identical twin sister.
So 2 eggs, 1 split, and I'm one of the half.
OK.
So, yes, I have...
Katrin I've met,
yes.
And she is the split of you,
we
or you the
very
split
similar
of her.
to it, yes.
Do you have a bond?
I don't think we do. I think that people who aren't twins think twins are really weird anyway, and slightly supernatural. Therefore, looking for any reason to justify that. For example, when my sister and I go to a supermarket together, people look at us really weirdly.
Value pack, 2 for the price of 1.
Well, I think they're thinking we don't actually have to buy real food, that we just live off the life force of each other. And when we go into shopping together, we're naturally, if we want to try stuff on, we want to go in the same changing room.
Do you wear the same clothes? Do you have the same taste?
Similar. We have been on shopping trips where we've come back with exactly the same item.
Do you like the same foods?
Yes, but then, you know, we have spent a lot of time together over many, many years.
Can you think...
We don't go out the same man. They always ask us that question as well. No, we don't do that.
Ever been tempted?
No, because why? Why would we want to share that? We shared everything. If we had to share toys, why would we share a boyfriend?
See, this is what I'm interested in, because I know that when we've done this discussion in the past with the guys at home, that twins are either quite close or absolutely hate each other.
Yeah. Well,
that you have to resent the sharing.
You have to wonder what the parents did with that. You know, I mean, we are very close.
So if you were a bit tired, you couldn't have said to your sister, "Can you go and see this guy tonight?"
I wouldn't want to. I don't, you know, it would be insane. I hate this. Years ago, in TV, somebody said, I was asked into a meeting and they said, we want to do this game show. And we want twins. I said, what, do you want, like, one twin to front one team, one twin to front the other, and us to wear different colours? He said, yeah, that's right. And I said, I don't think so. You know, it's important that you have your own territory as a twin.
Yeah. Just one last thing. Do you any kind of empathy... shared empathy at all?
What is strange is that our lives, the pattern of our lives are quite similar. So when she's having a really difficult time, quite often I am, and it won't be immediately obvious, but within a few months, you know, if our kind of relationship breakups have happened at quite similar times, for example.
Well, I mean, in your case, it's all the time, isn't it?
Oh, you're so
Pots, kettles, people in glass houses, you know. Mr. Gorman, you're a twin, but non-identical.
Yes. Non-identical twin, yeah.
OK, and your brother is...
my brother, Nick, is a policeman.
Right.
And he's...
Is he a nice policeman?
He's
which one's which, then?
He's the one on the left as we look at it.
OK.
He was a little blonde baby. Yeah, bless him.
So he was the really handsome one, then?
What were we wearing?
Was he the one... when they stopped at the pram, did they coo over him and then kind of ignore you?
No, they didn't.
I think they look really similar. I think you look really similar.
We don't. I mean, like, girlfriends have never believed that he was my twin, because we look really different.
OK, OK. Do you have
each other.
any kind of...
No, I think when we were very young, we were very close, and then as we got older and sort of teenage years, it got a bit difficult, and I think you do get a bit competitive and things. And at that time, I would have said, you know, if he was ever in horrible pain, I'd feel this overwhelming sense of pleasure coursing through me, and vice versa. And then we kind of came through the other side, and we're very close now. And we get on, and he was staying at mine a couple of weeks ago with his kids and stuff, and it's all fine. It's great now.
Can you, I mean, do you have a view on perhaps on identical twins and this idea of a bond? Do you think that perhaps they have some kind of DNA
Well, there was
link?
a year older than me at school. There were a pair of twins who were identical. And when you're at school and in the kind of... Up until sort of you left high school and went into sixth form, we had a school uniform, and so the fact they wore the same clothes every day wasn't unusual. But then they went into the sixth form, and where he was no longer in a uniform, and they used to turn up wearing matching outfits, which used to really confuse me, because one of them would wear like a green gingham shirt with green cords, and the other one would wear a brown gingham shirt with brown cords, and you'd think, who put those out? Who chose to wear that together? The same. I find that really confusing. I don't know what's going on in your mind to make you think, yeah, let's look as alike as we possibly can.
So you think there's something going on in the mind?
I think that's more about nurture than nature. I think they're being conditioned in some way to be like that. I know when myself and my twin brother were very young, and I've got friends who've got twins, and they try to make them dress differently. I know when we were young, if you'd got a red shirt out for me and a blue shirt out for Nick, we would have had a fight, because we would have arbitrarily decided that the blue one was better, and then there would have been a fight. So we ended up being dressed alike in order to avoid fights at a very young age.
But you've got brothers, sisters and brothers?
I've got two older brothers as well.
Okay. And you've got older brothers and sisters, no
yes,
twins?
Yeah, that's right. But on the point about the dressing, my two daughters, you know, I would if the same thing, if it was a blue thing they wanted, then it was easier just to get the other one, the blue thing. And they're not twins, and they're quite far apart as well. They're 3 or 4 years.
Do you feel any kind of bond with your brothers and sisters, some kind of special bond? Telepathic bond?
Not in this twin sense that we're talking about. When this subject came up, I just wrote dating down. I think it's quite kinky. But
See, that's funny, because my sister lives in America, and I don't see her very often, but I think about her a lot, and I think that we understand each other very, very well. So I can't say we have a telepathic bond, but I do think I know how she will react to a given set of circumstances, and I think she would know how I would react to a given set of circumstances, far better perhaps than our parents might. So...
I don't know. A friend of mine in America who was pregnant with twins, and she called me up and said, "What's it like being a twin?" And I was like, well, you tell me what it's like not being one. I've got nothing else to compare it to. It's just all I've ever... I'd have to live a whole other life not being one to tell you the difference.
The thing, it's the greatest gift, because I never had to do the first day of school on my own. I never had to,
yeah, good point.
But it's also...
But that can repress
you know,
you as well.
It absolutely can. And my teenage... For me, the separation was from my twin and not from my parents, and that was very difficult. But the thing that worries me about getting older is, of course, when I look in the mirror, I see my sister as well as I see myself. At one point, one of us is going to die. Now, that's it's something I think about. And then I will see... If it's she who goes first, I will see her in the mirror when I look at myself.
So
well, fingers crossed you'll both go at the same time, so it'll be absolutely... it'll be fine.
Or they will all be living forever by then. Let's throw it open to you. Do twins share a special thing, Amy?
Well, apparently they do. We've got Maria on line 1.